Welcome to Passive Aggressive Income. This program may contain strong language. The content may not be suitable for audiences under the age of 17. We understand many of our listeners may not agree with all of our personal viewpoints. We in no way, shape, or form mean to be offensive to anyone. Our show notes will provide all of our source material included for each episode. Now let's get passive aggressive.
Hello and welcome back to Passive Aggressive Income. We are your hosts, Lexi and Mims. And this week, Mims is going to be talking about something she's super passionate about and knows a lot about. So I'm just going to let you have it, Mims. Take it away.
Sounds good. So I am super excited to cover this episode as I will be talking about a big passion of mine, and it is thrifting. So it's a hobby, it's an art form,
In art, yeah.
and it can be a way to make passive income. You may be wondering, how can I make passive income off of used crap? Well, I am here to tell you that some of that crap is actually gold and people love to buy gold. So
hmm
I think that saying one man's trash is another man's treasure, that's so true. And especially when it comes to thrifting. I found so many crazy things at a thrift store and I'm like, why would people donate this? It still has tags. There's something
Yeah.
wrong with it. So definitely, more gold than trash is found.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you're bringing this topic to the podcast because I think it's something that like literally anybody can do. You don't need to have a
Mhm.
specific set of skills or have this like grand business idea where you need all of the things to set up and make passive income. It's something that you can literally just go to any number of thrift stores in your area and I mean, Mims, you'll get into it and make
Yeah,
money off of the things that you find. And so I think it's
yeah,
really cool that this is so accessible. And I think that's really important to have like on this podcast.
for sure. So I'm just going to give a little bit of background for thrifting. If you don't know how to thrift and only have bought in retail, but you're interested in diving into thrifting and the thrifting world, this episode is for you. As Lexi mentioned before in a previous episode, thrifting is a great way to save money on household items and clothing. Along with saving money, you are reducing the demand for fast fashion and reducing your carbon footprint as well. Like I mentioned before, thrifting is an art form. If you go and spend 5 minutes barely looking through the racks, you will get defeated and not want to thrift anymore or even see the point of it. So when you go thrifting, make sure you are mentally prepared for about an hour or two for this. Make sure you bring coffee or water, wear comfortable shoes, put on your glasses, and keep your eyes wide open. I love to bring a friend. It always makes it a lot more fun. But I also, when I go alone, I love to pop in my headphones and, go hard to music or a podcast or the current book I'm listening to. And it really just makes the whole time very enjoyable for me. It's a way for me to relax and unwind. And if you are wanting to spend money and you don't have a big budget, this is a really good way for you to do that shopping therapy.
Yeah, I love that you're just like preparing to go to war. You're like, all right, we're hydrated. We got the
Yes.
caffeine, got my music. We got the buddy system going on. Like, I love it. That's great.
So I'm gonna teach you how to thrift. Lexi said that you don't really need any skills, but I have a few tips on how to thrift because if you're not seasoned,
hmm
you're probably just gonna go in and be like, oh, it just smells bad in here, or it's like really dusty, or like I see a whole bunch of clothes that are ripped up, and like you're not really gonna see the hidden gems. So I'm gonna show you
hmm
how. So let's talk about how you should thrift. You should be looking at the rack sections in your size thoroughly. I mean, one by one thoroughly. So I'll go and do, one after the other one. I don't just go like look through one section, then I move on. Like you really have to look at your section as closely as you can. It is so easy to miss the diamond among all of the crap, and by just looking at one item or two items, and then moving on, you will probably miss out on some really great deals. Also, for extra savings, make sure to notice what the color of the week is. Almost each thrift shop has a color of the week. That means that that color on the price tag is half off. So you already are buying at a really low price and then cut that in half. You're probably only going to spend like $2, $3. Additionally, don't skimp on checking out Goodwill's extra clearance section. It is crazy what they mark down to. It used to be only 99 cents, but they're getting a little bit greedy and now they're bumping it up to $1.99 and $3.99. So
Yeah, thanks, inflation.
yeah. So things to look out for are brands that are timeless, so higher end and good quality, like Levi's, Pyrex, Patagonia, Carhartt. Those are all things that are really durable.
Hmm.
And if you don't really necessarily go for brands, just look at the quality of what it's made out of too. Because if you see that it's like really thin or sheer, or it doesn't have like, if you see it's pilling, that's a really clear indication that it's not going to last you a long time and it's kind of already on its last legs.
Right. Yeah. And one thing to note about Patagonia specifically too is that they have a dedication to sustainability. So if you get a rip in your like a pair of pants or a jacket or whatever you buy from them, you can actually send it in and they'll repair it and send it back to you for free.
I love that. And I love that you know that.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah, we've
amazing.
used it.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. More brands should be like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, places to shop secondhand. There are so many places to shop secondhand. And of course, there are thrift stores like Goodwill's, but I tend to gravitate more towards less commercially ran thrift stores like St. Vincent de Paul and the Salvation Army because they are way cheaper. And there's a lot of incredible gems that people really don't think that would be there in the first place. Also, don't turn your nose up at the Goodwill bins where everything is sold by the pound. If you dig through those bins, you can find a lot of cool things. I just recently went and I found so many. I found an express top, I found a Sheen dress, and I found a really amazing little trinket box and a shelf that I just cleaned up basically and hung it on the wall because it was not even damaged. So you can find a lot of stuff. And like I said, I probably only paid like $7 for like 10 items. So it's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. And I love like watching your Instagram too. The little reels that you make of like
Yeah.
your thrift shop finds are so fun. So if anyone doesn't follow Mims on Instagram, we'll put her info in the show notes so you can go check that out. But it's
I'm
really
glad you
cool.
like it because I
Yeah.
have so much fun doing it. I'm like, I hope people enjoy them because I am just having such a blast.
Well, yeah, it's really cool just to see like what's out there, what people
Yeah.
are just, giving away. And the one where you had Jake narrate,
Yes.
I laughed so hard.
I know a lot of people like those. I'm like, Jake, you're gonna have to do more. And he's like, gosh, I wish I didn't commit to that because now he's like locked in.
Yep. And now he's like a character on your Instagram.
Exactly. I do have a tip for the Goodwill bins. If you are a germaphobe, you probably want to wear gloves while you go through all of the items in the bins. It's not sectioned off, nothing is cleaned. It's just basically dumped in piles. So make sure that you have hand sanitizer, maybe put your hair up, and gloves are, you can buy them at the Dollar Tree if you um are looking for something like that. Besides thrift shops, there are garage sales, estate sales, yard sales, rummage sales. Even in the wintertime, I look for them on Facebook Marketplace because there's still some people that have estate sales for people that have passed away or people that are moving and need to get rid of all their shit. So you can basically go year round if you look hard enough like me. I actually just recently went to a house that is about to be demolished. And truly, it was down to the studs, rat poop everywhere. I could smell the urine. Seems like nobody had lived there for decades. And I found a few cool things there that I currently listed for sale. And yes, I did wash everything. You must wash everything once you get it home. So it has been sanitized and washed, and they're good to go.
Good.
This is something I've done. Um, if you haven't noticed, I am a feral scavenger rat. I know I have no shame in that, but on garbage day, I would ride around in my car and go hunt the streets for people's discarded furniture. And I have
Oh,
actually taken some home and refurbished and either kept or sold. I have a lot of them that I have kept for myself because I love the way that they turned out and I got it for free. So I'm just like, I love it so much, I can't get rid of it.
yeah. Well, it's even more gratifying when you like take something that was on the curb quality and make it nice and nice enough that
Yeah.
you even want to keep it. And
Yeah.
yeah, I've done that too, where I've found like a really nice like shelf that I ended up putting in one of my rentals because it just fit exactly what I needed it for, and it was free, which is great.
That's amazing. Yeah, I found a bird cage that looked really antique and I redid it and I found like a trunk. I redid that as well and a few like cabinets too. And I just love seeing somebody's trash that really look like trash and then just making it really pretty.
Yeah, you've got a good eye for that.
Thank you. So I don't know where this lands on the legal side of things. I know it's frowned upon, but dumpster diving outside of department stores is something people also do. Disclaimer, I am not suggesting anyone do this. But if you have heard of it, haven't heard of it, this is still a thing that people do. It's sad what these apartment stores will throw out. For example, I just recently seen a video where there are boxes full of brand new diapers and wipes thrown out. So basically, they couldn't sell it and they just toss them. They don't donate, they don't do anything to, support the community. They just throw them away. And luckily, somebody went and fished it out and donated them on their own time. But I mean, I know a lot of people that go dumpster diving and that makes it sound like I just know a whole bunch of, scavenger rats. But,
Yeah.
they got a lot of like brand new stuff that have nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm surprised, but yet I am surprised.
Oh my gosh. I would do it, but I am just so nervous to do it. I just don't like, do people get arrested? If you know or have done it yourself, let me know what the legalities are because I'm interested in doing it. I would put on a hazmat suit and jump in the dead of night. So, let me know.
Yeah, and if you do, Mims, let's definitely have a podcast update because
Oh,
I
yes,
need to know how this goes.
absolutely. Lastly, there are people that like to swap clothes, whether it be because of them losing a lot of weight or changing their styles. If you bring a piece of clothing, they will trade you for another piece of clothing. So essentially, it's for free.
Cool.
So things to look out for when you are buying secondhand or at the thrift shop. While you might find a diamond in the rough, you have to double check it thoroughly. Look for holes, stains, threads coming undone, missing buttons, rips, weird residues, missing pieces, broken parts, chips. And also check the armpit area too, because I don't think that there's anything that takes out, sweat stains.
Mm.
If I'm wrong, correct me, but I would avoid that. If you are buying electronics, make sure to plug it in the outlets they provide to make sure it actually works. And check inside boxes, DVD, CD, vinyl cases to make sure what is being displayed is actually inside. I do that all the time because one time I forgot to check and I bought a DVD that was not inside. So
Oh,
that was my mistake, and I check every single time now.
yeah, lesson learned.
Yes. If you are a mender and like a challenge, go for it, but make sure you are going to do it and not just add it to the pile or not if you're not skilled enough in fixing the issue you found, just don't take it on because then you're just buying to buy.
Right.
So things I never buy brand new anymore. I don't buy mirrors brand new anymore, or artwork, or taper candles. I love to go for taper candles. I just love it so much because not a lot of people use taper candles anymore. And I find a lot of them for some reason. So it's a win-win for me. Candle holders, picture frames, baskets, vases, DVDs, and brass decor. I've been on such a brass decor kick. It's insane. And you can get incredible deals on sets of plates, bowls, glasses, mugs. There are always piles of them, and they are almost always in good condition. Also, clothes. I never buy in department stores anymore. There are so many good brands at thrift stores. There's really no reason for me to go retail anymore. So I've actually gone a lot of really well-known brands. Like I've purchased Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Bloomingdale's. I just got a Bloomingdale's purse and I'm just so happy about it. The Gucci one was also a surprise. I'm pretty sure it's fake, but even a fake is worth
I,
it. So
you can't tell when.
yeah, I am such a purse fiend that I just buy my purses secondhand and you wouldn't even
Mhm.
be able to tell. So just make sure that you're looking at the quality of it, making sure that it's not on its last leg and you're golden.
Yeah. Something that I want to add, an experience that I had, probably my like best find
Hmm.
secondhand, I guess, is not actually at a thrift store, but through a Facebook group, a real estate group that I was in. Someone was selling their Airbnb and they had it fully furnished and everything was like a year old, maybe. So we're talking like dishes, bed frames, mattresses, couches, tables, chairs,
Wow.
silverware, like literally everything to furnish a 3 bedroom Airbnb with a full dining room. And
Wow.
we just took everything because this was when we were moving, or we were about to move into our second duplex, where we would have 2 units empty that we needed to furnish on our own. And we ended up getting that package deal for half the price of what we spent for everything new to fill 1 unit. And it filled like 3 units since we turned our main floor and basement into a like 2 separate units here. And we had to buy like a couple of things here and there, but I mean like wall art, like everything.
Hmm.
And it was super, super affordable. So for people who are interested in real estate or maybe, bought a house or moving into a new apartment, make sure that you are checking those options. I mean, thrift stores, like Mim said, they have tons of sets of plates of bowls and glasses and mugs and things like that. But also make sure that you're looking online for people who
Hmm.
might be selling like a package deal of
Yeah.
furniture, things like that too, because that saved us so much money and was helped us be set up for success so we could start making money on those units a lot faster than if we had to buy everything and unbox and put together furniture and we just got to like skip that whole step.
I love that. Yeah, I didn't even think about doing the whole unboxing and setting up. So that is a
Yeah.
really good point. And I think looking up online, searching lots, like when somebody
Hmm.
says selling a whole like kitchen lot or something like that, I think that's really a good way to find a package deal. So like you said, don't sleep on that.
Hmm.
Besides saving money by thrifting, there are additional things you can do for more passive income. You could thrift for things that can resell well and flip them on sites like Poshmark, Depop, ThredUp, Mercari. Is that how you say it? Mercari? Mercari? I think it's Mercari. Facebook Marketplace, and even Plato's Closet for things other than clothes like collectibles, antiques, and even stuffed animals. eBay is a great site. Additionally, making thrifting reels have been super popular on Instagram and TikTok lately. I'm pretty sure I've got around like 10,000 on one of mine, which has brought more
Wow.
followers and traffic onto my account. So the more that your platform grows, the more that you can get money off of Meta,
Mhm.
just with all the views and the likes that you get and the followers. Now, if you are really a pro, you can make your own shop of clothes, flipped furniture, collectibles, antiques and general decor and sell it off of your own website. I know a girl that sells thrifted seascapes, pottery, wicker items from her Etsy shop and has a whole theme to it, which looks really great.
I never even thought about that. Like you can curate items that you found secondhand
Yeah.
and have make it like a brand by having
Yes.
like a theme
Yeah.
and having like the whole vintage aspect. You know, you can sell it as vintage rather than secondhand. And
Yes.
yeah, that's so cool. That's so genius to me. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so that leads into my next part. Other people will only resell vintage high-end clothes or Y2K inspired outfits or even clothes that people are mostly interested in. In my opinion, when I see people shops that have like a theme, I find it more aesthetically pleasing. So I think that's really the way to go. So let's conclude this episode with things that we have learned. When you go thrifting, take your time. I know it may be overwhelming, but if you skim through the clothing, you won't find anything good. So go in a comfortable outfit, bring a friend, or pop in your headphones and unwind. Make sure that you have all the liquids that you need to stay hydrated. Go to the bathroom beforehand, and just make sure that you are ready to go in and pay attention. Also, don't go in with any expectations. Go in blind and with an open mind. If you think, okay, so this is the day that I'm gonna find the best deals and the hidden gems, those are the days that you typically don't. So just go in like on a random whim, and I swear those random whims find you're gonna find so many cool things. If you are moving or just starting off buying things for your new place, go to the thrift for dishes, glassware, picture frames, lamps, mirror, baskets, or like Lexi said, go online and type in a lot or see if somebody's selling like a whole big uh, package of an entire place and get it for a really great discount. Make sure to fully check over anything that you buy. Just because it is a good brand and deal doesn't mean you should buy something that is damaged. Remember, you can still buy things that still have longevity to it. If you set up a shop for all of your thrifted finds, having a theme is more appealing, but it's not necessary. This is big. So wash everything you buy immediately. And once you are done thrifting, make sure to wash your hands. We don't need to bring all that nasty germs back home with us that can be left at the thrift. Lastly, and this is important, even though I just said the other one was important, this is also important.
They're all important.
It is easy to buy things at the thrift store because it is very cheap, but sometimes that defeats the purpose. If you buy overwhelming amounts and constantly buy stuff, you are just buying things to buy at that point, and which doesn't necessarily help when it comes to passive income, that side of your lifestyle. So remember, just because it's a good deal or it's something that you think that would sell, it a lot of these things don't sell at a rapid pace. So, I've had things where they sat in my storage for a good while before they were sold. So don't just keep buying and buying just for the savings or the sales. I know that you get that high of finding a really good deal, but that's how you get sucked into buying a lot of things that you necessarily don't need. And then that's where we go into, overbuying and packing it in when you don't really need it. I'm sure you can relate to that with your minimalism, Lexi.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah. So if you're doing it as a hobby, make sure that you are, just monitoring how much you're spending and how much stuff that you actually have. And if you are doing it as like a side income, um, passive income stream, make sure that you are checking your inventory regularly and making sure that, okay, I have 5 blazers that I have here. Do I really need to go buy two more just because they're $2? Probably should wait until I move these five blazers that I have at home. Just be rational about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. It's like make sure you're not spending money just because it's fun to buy things under the guise of like, oh, well, I'm gonna sell this. Like it's gonna make me money if you're, not actually selling those types of items or if you're not putting in the work to try and sell them.
Yeah, absolutely. But that is it for my thrifting episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys try thrifting if you haven't yet. If you are an avid thrifter, hit me up because I will be your thrifting bestie. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, this was super eye-opening for someone who like does go thrifting for a lot of the things that I do need in life. I still learn so much from you. And it's, yeah, like I said before, it's always so fun to watch your reels and see all the cool stuff you find. I'm not a huge shopper, but you make it look a lot more fun than in my
You,
experience. So
let me
I'll
take you
definitely,
out one time, and I swear you're gonna
yeah.
have a ball.
Yeah, and definitely I'll take your tips into consideration. I'm sure that will certainly help the process.
Yay.
All right. Well, thank you, Mims, and thank you to our listeners. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Passive Aggressive Income was written, recorded, edited, and produced by co-hosts and creators Mims and Lexi. We truly want to thank our listeners, collaborators, friends, and family that continuously support us for all the love we receive. If you enjoy our show, please give us a glowing rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Also, follow us on Facebook and Instagram to see what we are up to. For any inquiries, please email passiveaggressiveincome2023@gmail.com. Episodes of Passive Aggressive Income are available wherever you listen to podcasts, so make sure to subscribe and like us on your favorite streaming platform.